9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy Monday, y'all. I was really about to say Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Happy Monday, y'all. Welcome to WWT Live, Women's Wrestling Talk. My name is TK Trinidad. Happy post John Cena Wrestling Day, because I think a lot of us are going to be like, well, you know, it was after John Cena retired. It's kind of one of those things, almost like the pandemic. TK Trinidad here. We're here to talk about the latest and the greatest news. If you didn't, let us know where you are hailing from. What up, Lewis, in the chat? What city, what state, all that good stuff. Our super chats are open. So you're asking, what does that mean? That means that for $2 or more, we'll see your comment on air. And in addition to, you can ask us any questions that you desire. And I know y'all been asking me questions behind the scenes, but feel free. If you pay $2, you can ask whatever questions you want. Also, NordVPN for all my pay-per-views and all this other stuff. You don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on wrestling, even though you love it. Your bank account might not love you. Use NordVPN, use the code WWT, get 75% off. I'm sure they also have another deal for the holidays as well. Now, y'all wondering, y'all usually do it with a couple different people. You are correct. I am not alone today. My road dog, Mr. Kane McCoy, is in the building. What did you, Kane? A skinnier Kane McCoy. Ladies, he is available.
I've been crying, throwing up, sick at the departure of John Cena. Today is Monday, December 15th, 2025, BC. Bye, Cena. That's it. He's out. No more. So all of us residents of C Nation.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's a really good one.
Thank you. Yeah, little wrestling, little Bible, little church on a Monday.
Yeah, I like that.
We are C Nation expats trying to figure out where to go with our lives, where to become citizens of, as C Nation has been conquered by Gunther, by Goonland has taken the sovereignty of C Nation. Once again, an Austrian takes over a nation. So we're going to figure out how to deal with that. But other than that, good Monday.
Good Monday. I guess, you know, we could talk about a little bit. You were on the watch along and post show for Saturday night main event. You know, now you've had, 24 plus hours to, hey, those great sports moments. You had 24-hour plus moments to, marinate on John Cena and how he left WWE. What are your thoughts now?
As I was on my way to the post office to drop off my Zodiac Killer newspaper clipping, scary, threatening letter to Triple H, I decided to not drop it in the mailbox and really ponder that this happened the way that it was supposed to happen. Cena is the wrestling traditionalist. The way it goes is that you go out on your back, you count the lights, and you give the next wrestler the rub. That is the way it goes. I know that kayfabe ain't what it used to be. We got Unreal, this is how the magic is done type of shows. But I think at the end of the day, let's have some siblings of, tradition. It's still real to me, damn it. And have you get the rub. I didn't like too much of some of the Triple H post interviews where he was explaining why it was done. I didn't watch a lot of it because it feels like it was Triple H taking credit as the mastermind of it, as opposed to letting it just remain at storyline. We don't have to go so far back. But ultimately, I think that this was John Cena's choice. John Cena, probably one of the only 3 people who still wants to protect the business, will never say that. But I think he went out on his sword the way that he wanted to do, and it was beautiful. It was poetic. John Cena did not quit as much as he just fought as hard as he could fight for the last 20 plus years.
Right.
And that's not a loss. You fought until you couldn't fight anymore. So We love storylines. We love those type of memories. And John Cena gave us a meme that is everywhere now. So, you know, it be that way sometime, cuz.
It's not sometime. That's how we all like. You can't cheat, and clearly, you know, it's a metaphor, but you can't cheat death. Like
that father time, that clock is a ticking, and
yeah,
John went to 00000 for his wrestling career. So thank you. It was beautiful.
It was a shout to Aaron, Special Nobodies, Bosa, our producer from the future, Dylan in the chat. Yeah, I definitely agree. As I now like, for somebody who knows me, I love to read the back of the book first. All the things. I'm incredibly nosy. I like to know a lot of things. The certain things that I've learned, and with people who know me, like if they don't want me to know, they just don't tell me, and that's okay. And so I think I agree with you with Triple H trying to explain things or people trying to, you know, wonder certain things. It's like you don't have to say the answer, and you can go off on your own imagination and tangent. And if it's close to the truth, great. If not, that's fine too. I think we need to kind of get back to that in wrestling. And just in general, like, you know, it's okay not to know everything, because sometimes it might not even be correct. They might tell you something that they want you to hear, but it might not be true. So now that I sit on how he went out, I there could have been no other way to do that. That is incorrect, Dylan. People, I know a lot. And I know lots with a lot, but yeah. So with that being said, for Dylan's sake, Kane, you want to go through the Raw preview? What's happening tonight? BC by Cena.
Bye, Cena. We up out here. The first Monday Night Raw of the post John Cena era. It looks like WWE is done using the term sports entertainment. How about that? You know, it feels like that we seen Gunther basically ended with him saying, ladies and gentlemen, tonight professional wrestling destroyed sports entertainment. And Triple H is kind of also hitting that. We've been seeing, you know, professional wrestling get mentioned back on WWE programming more. Remember, that was the one Cena program, the one Cena promo. He was like, apologized first before even saying professional wrestler, not sports entertainer. So it seems like we're getting that back. As far as Rock talking about professional wrestling is cool again. So we've seen a lot of that. Hey, nothing wrong with it. Sports entertainment, professional wrestling. We just want a good product, right? We don't want none of that mid stuff. So Monday Night Raw, I need for Gunther to have like a State of the Union address, and just address everything, and just have this big like grandiose situation. And Gunther comes out and says, "I told you," and then Symphony Number 9 plays and he leaves. That's it. We don't need him diving in. It just needs to be, "I told you," and then just leave with his smug face and get back to like horses or F1 European cars, whatever Austrians do in their spare time. So I fully need Gunther to lead off Monday Night Raw. The rest of the card, let's talk about it. Our girl Stephanie Vaquer will put that gold on the line against Raquel Rodriguez. We still got Nikki Bella kind of hanging around. Nikki Bella came out last Monday night to say, you can look, you can touch and beat me, but I want seconds. I want more. And then Raquel Rodriguez came out and knocked her out. Thanks, Nikki, for the meme of Nikki being just stretched out, laid out. So we're going to see if Nikki interferes in that. We still got the Judgment Day to worry about as well with Liv Morgan. You know, it's like, hey, Raquel, you know, it's kind of my thing, the Women's World Championship. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Judgment Day is never nice to each other in ring. They're only nice to each other like backstage in the clubhouse and or the women's bathroom, which is like the friendliest place for we're going to ellipses that and just not spit that out. So there we got the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Well, the champion, Maxine Dupree, will be there making her first title defense against Ivy Now, fresh from the dungeon, making Natalia tap in the segments. This feels a little too soon. Like, I feel like maybe if Maxine Dupree would have been doing the montages before Becky Lynch, but maybe the surprise won't hit the same. But anyway, since she's been champion, she's been doing that, made Natalia tap, and she has the first title defense against Ivy Now. So that's going to be dope. Plus, we're going to see they're going to run it back, TK, run it back. The New Day versus the Usos. Jimmy and Jay Uso. You saw him Saturday night, celebrating your boy. I get it, John Cena. So they're going to be fighting as well. I believe the winner of that will get a shot for the tag team championships against Dragon Styles. Great name, by the way. AJ Lee, of course, Dragon Lee and AJ Styles, or what I call it the community. TK, do you feel like AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, with seeing the Usos and New Day, they're just kind of there? Even though they're the champions, they're just kind of...
Well, yeah, I mean, I've talked about this before as far as tag teams and, how some people are not as believable as others. And, we have Charlotte and Alexa, and it's just kind of like now it's kind of believable because they've been together for a while. However, we all know, or I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, we all know that eventually they're going to break up and they're going to become single competitors. So I feel the same way as well. I definitely do want to see a rivalry run it back with the New Day and Usos. Like, I fondly remember, the rap battle. That was, I mean, to me,
some part of those rap, some parts of that rap battle, I'm sure Xavier Woods would like to forget, but yes, indeed. So a couple bars there. But yeah, like, so we're going to see Usos and New Day, in which is going to be roles reversed, which makes this dope because usually Usos were the heel or like the tweeners in between, and New Day were the hot meat baby faces twerking and throwing pancakes and unicorns and trombones. And now we have this evil, it's in history. Now we have this evil New Day. It is a new day indeed. We acted brand new on you a-hoes as we take on now World Heavyweight Champion post-era Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. So can't wait for that one. That's going to be a banger. Plus also booked Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul. Rey Mysterio looks to get his lick back against that random Logan Paul brass neck attack from a few weeks back. So we're going to see that. Will Dominic Mysterio be kind of involved in this? Or will Rey Mysterio meet the fate of his homie LA Knight, who saved him and got a tsunami on top of a car for his troubles? Hopefully Rey Mysterio has sent LA Knight some flowers or like Timberland boots or whatever. So I'm just make sure. And CM Punk is back on Monday Night Raw. He's been gone for the last 3 weeks since he's been pinned at War Games. He will also address Braun Breaker. So they're going to lead off the first Monday Night Raw of 2026, in which CM Punk takes on Braun Breaker. Who needs it at the Royal Rumble? Put it at the 1-year anniversary of the Netflix Monday Night Raw. So that's going to be tonight, man.
Been 1 year? Night. Oh my gosh.
It's going 1 year in January. Yeah. January 6th, 2025. And next year is going to be January 5th, 2026. Already, time flies when you are enjoying wrestling. So that's going to be Monday Night Raw on Netflix or however else you consume it. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
You mentioned her sister. So you talked about Nikki making her away. There was some news, and this is always going to be, not always, but it's been talked about month in and month out as far as Brie, wanting to make a comeback. We definitely don't know how it is because obviously her husband's AEW, but she's mentioned it, and it's kudos to her because we were there at their podcast a month and a half ago, and she doesn't all the way talk about it. She kind of skirts it, and then media picks it up, and then we talk about it again. Kudos to her because I know she knows what she's doing. Like, kind of keeping those rumors as they're going. So Thoughts? Do we think 2026? Because it's kind of one of those things. We probably missed The Rock. So if it's one of those things like, if she doesn't come back now, is she ever going to come back? And do we want to see it happen?
Yeah, I think the only reason why you want to see the Bellas at full force together, sister and sister, are for a chance at the Women's Tag Team Championships. Right? Like, you would love to see after Nikki is done this heel run, maybe get one face run with her sister and say, you know what? We were like the top 2 of this division forever. But now we really get to show you how much we're the top 2 by taking the tag titles. So that's really what we want to see. I think will like really be good for ratings, really get that pop, that nostalgia pop. And I don't think no one really cares about wrestling politics. We haven't seen Brie Bella as a character on AEW television. Like we haven't seen that her character on AEW television. So, but we gonna see.
We are going to see somebody that unfortunately we might not see for a little bit. We have Layla Gray. She tore her ACL, but the timing is, I don't want to say off. I'm just trying to look at the timing because she just won her new WBFF Pro Wrestling Diva, I guess the card. And she's been training for a while. She also did a marathon a couple months ago as well. So thoughts on this? Because you also said she had a match with Mercedes last week, and that's when it happened.
Yeah, well, she mentioned that's when it went down. Like she tore the ACL in the match last Saturday on AEW Collision against Mercedes Moné for that TBS championship. Of course, we saw Layla pull up on a very despondent Mercedes Moné after losing her ROH television championship to Red Velvet, and Mercedes and basically Layla was like, hey, yo, you trying to come up off that title? So they ran it back at Collision. She tore her ACL. It sucks, man. Layla was doing really well. I know she was down at the New Japan dojo getting busy training. Of course, she was managing Sky Flight with Scorpio Sky and Top Flight and whatnot. So, but somehow she was able to still do this, like WBFF Pro Fitness. Like she did it. Like shouts to Layla Gray. She did it WBFF Pro Fitness and she won it with a torn freaking ACL. So Kurt Angle, like, you're up. You know what I mean? Like, you're up. Broken necks, broken ACLs a week. We're gonna see what's up, man. But get well soon to Layla Gray. Again, she was on quite the rush. I know she was against Zeta Steel a couple months back as well. So it just sucks when this is happening, like right in the middle of you really getting up there. So ROH has kind of been bitten by the injury bug a lot with Queen Aminata. Now we have Layla Gray. So get well soon to the both of them.
For sure. Looking at one of our comments, Lynette, she's saying Brie Bella is going to make a surprise entrance in the Royal Rumble. Like, okay, so here's the thing, kind of going back to that. Because it could be one of two things or one of three things that are happening. One, she knows that she's coming back, so she's been teasing it, right? And it's only a matter of when. Two, she doesn't know if she's coming back, and she's teasing it to kind of let WWE know she's really interested. Or three, she definitely knows she's not coming back, but it's great teasing because it's still, in addition to that, it keeps Nikki kind of in the zeitgeist of where things are in play. And I don't know, do you think are the days of, when Royal Rumble, maybe in the last 5 years or so, we had different entrants from different, like the Forbidden Door. Do you think the door is still open, or do you think it's kind of closed now because, TKO, Endeavor, and WWE is really about that, that bag right now?
The door is never closed. That Forbidden Door is always ajar. And we've seen how the Saudis really love wrestling from like 10 years ago. Like they just really pop for like nostalgia acts more than ever before. For goodness sake, we had Shawn Michaels with the Baldy and Triple H wrestling Kane with a mask and wig on, who was mayor at the time. I believe Kane was like fully entrenched in politics, Glenn Jacobs and The Undertaker at one of the crown jewels, because the Saudis wanted the Brothers of Destruction and Degeneration X. Like, that's pretty crazy. Like, yeah, like, so I think, you know, the Saudi Rumble is going to be big for nostalgia purposes, with the possible return of Chris Jericho, with the possible return of Brie Bella, with the return of Bianca Belair. So this Rumble is going to change a lot in January 2026. And unlike American audiences, the Saudi crowd will not recklessly, mercifully boo the decisions.
It is here,
That might be also everything.
There's that.
Let's might also be the boo, so yeah.
Let's hop over to AEW. So AEW, and I think, okay, so here's the question. So there's backstage news on why Tony Khan decided to bring back AEW Dark, and it was only a one-time thing. But given it feels like you have to actually really make an effort to watch Collision, and not because it's not a good product, because it's on a Saturday, like in the afternoon, evening, like people tend to kind of get their stuff together, or they're going out, or, you know, or they're catching up on sleep. It's just, to me, it just seems like a very weird time. So with this one off of AEW, I want to say After Dark, this one, AEW Dark, do you think that should be brought in, or do you think ROH should be housed on YouTube, and, you know, so that everybody can watch it?
Yeah, well, ROH essentially took the place of Dark. For those of us who've been to AEW tapings pre and post ROH, then you know that's when Dark happened, and then they moved Dark to the Universal Studios in Orlando, and you kind of had to watch it. Then it was Dark and After Dark. I think that Dark and After Dark are sorely missed in terms of development for some of the wrestlers.
Right.
Very important. There needs to be a way, other than the indies, some type of stagnant location that some of these wrestlers can get their work in.
Well, that was what, like, ROH was at one point. Not necessarily as all indies, but ROH, it was in one place. It was in Chicago, and like, it just seems like why not do that? Like, NXT has that standalone, and then they travel sometimes, but why not do that with I don't understand how you don't want to just leave ROH at Daly's place, for instance.
So you are talking about this ROH, Tony Khan's ROH. Yeah, I think that Tony just sees too much money in ROH I think it's too much money to keep ROH in one place. You know what I mean? Like, to just keep it there. I think so. Him having it how they have it, where they tape a couple matches pre AEW Dynamite, and then a couple matches post AEW Dynamite, and then those of us who weren't there live, we won't know the difference because it's all put together.
Right.
But there just needs to be some type of excitement beyond Dynamite and Collision, and it feels like Dark offered that because it was a free fall. Right, you don't have to pay. You have to pay for YouTube. It was just on YouTube. So I thought it was a great model as opposed to ROH, which is behind a paywall, and like you almost forget it's there. It's like, oh, I gotta pay for. Okay, I gotta buy ROH. I gotta do this. So, but he bought it back just for the one night for the Cardiff crowd as a show of appreciation. But just showing it again, just having it out there, leads me to think that this may not be as one-timey as we think.
I mean, yeah, I'm interested to see what the numbers are for Collision. I'm sure there's somewhere. I know both, if you are here telling us the numbers for Collision versus Dynamite, but yeah, it's because we've been talking about this ROH thing for years now. Well, it feels like years, at least 2 years now, as far as, okay, you purchased it, what are you going to do with it? There were certain deals on the table, the deals fell through. You know, you're still trying to secure a really great deal for AEW. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. What I definitely hope doesn't happen is, you know, losing ROH completely. So
Yeah, ROH ain't
Um,
going nowhere. Like it's like if TNA is like a cockroach, then ROH is like a Honda Civic. Like those things are just gonna last forever. Like an asteroid is gonna hit the Earth, and the only thing it's gonna be is like cockroaches, Honda Civics, TNA wrestling, and Ring of Honor wrestling. That's it.
yeah, definitely felt that way about TNA because they went through so many iterations. But I don't know, Tony Khan's one of those type of people that like, okay, if I can't make use of it, then nobody will. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, well, if you want ROH, you're gonna have to pry it from my cold dead hands. That's the vibe I get. I might be completely wrong, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, look, they can't. Tony Khan can't do as worse as Sinclair did when Sinclair
right.
had it. You know, the only thing Sinclair had was the fact that it was a television company, and so it had its built-in networks. But you had to watch a lot of deranged television to get to ROH that airs at like 12 a.m. in the morning or like 1 a.m. So because Sinclair feels a certain type of way about America, but that's another podcast.
Maria says ROH is a city rat. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. All
That's the
right. Well, also
plump city
we were
rat.
talking about injuries of plumps, like the rat that we see all over the place that carries the pizza up the subway stairs.
Yeah,
Um,
pizza rat. What up?
So also injury update. So Bobby Lashley, his injury is legit. And you know, it can affect a couple of show dates as far as that, which do you think this is gonna hurt the Hurt Syndicate as far as the game plans that they may have had for 2026?
Oh man. I mean, you know, the Hurt Syndicate we hurt people. Who hurt Lashley? Who hurt Lashley? Skirt, skirt. Like, when did this happen? I noticed that we all thought that the AEW National Championship Casino Battle Royal Gauntlet was a little weird with him and Benjamin being 1 and 2 and not really wrestling that much. And then with Ricochet coming in at 3 and the Gates of Agony coming out to fight Lashley, they kind of kept it on the outside a little bit. In hindsight, maybe he was injured then or he was hurt then. And then I think he had, I think that's his last match, I believe, actually, beforehand. So he had the match, he had the 4-way against Hook and Joe, and maybe I think Ricochet was in that too. So maybe he was limited then, but all this tells me is that ain't no stopping me now. It is Shelton Benjamin's time to shine. I need Shelton Benjamin to get a singles run with one of the titles AEW has. They got a bunch of them. So if you put him against Mark Briscoe, if you have him running back against Ricochet, is he in the Continental Classic at the moment? I don't think he's in the Continental Classic this year, but
No.
there's I'm sure another title he can go after that, you know, is going to be created by the time my sentence ends. But it's time for Shelton Benjamin to get busy. Shelton Benjamin is having a run in AEW that I feel he should have always had in WWE. Remember, he's in that OVW class, you know, with Brock Lesnar, his former tag team partner. They were the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, Boylan Services, alongside John Cena and Randy Orton and Levithian, aka Batista. So Shelton Benjamin was in that crowd, you know what I'm saying? And now he's still out here getting busy, getting recognized. So it's going to be good to see Shelton Benjamin get busy here. I think him and MVP are gonna really do well together.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, the people that you named from that class, it feels like the rocket was strapped to them. And I guess the question is, you know, did WWE miss the mark, or, you know, or is AEW missing the mark?
Oh, AEW's hitting
pretty much, yeah. Maria's saying that, you know, Shelton definitely needs to go on, you know, singles run with Lashley being out. So is this the best run for him right now compared to his run at WWE?
For Bobby or for
yeah.
I mean,
no, sorry for Shelton.
For Shelton, I mean, Shelton Benjamin, regardless of his talent, you've always kind of looked at Bobby first. You know what I mean? Until you, because of Bobby's history, because of his pedigree. But Shelton Benjamin is right there. He's right there. It's just whoever had the pencil in WWE didn't really want to give him any more. Remember, he had a very big win at Cyber Tuesday when he defeated Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship. That was voted by the fans, possible asterisk, but it was voted by the fans. And when we popped accordingly to it, anything Shelton Benjamin ever did in WWE got over. You know what Shelton Benjamin is? He is a slot anywhere wrestler. You put him anywhere on the card, he'll cut through and shine. You think about his match with Speedball Mike Bailey. You think about the matches he's had with Swerve Strickland when he first got there. Shelton Benjamin is a wrestler's wrestler, well-traveled, world-traveled, New Japan, America. He's been everywhere. So I think now with the spotlight on him, still under the Hurt Syndicate theme, still aligned with MVP, we're going to keep rolling. We're going to hold it down for Bobby. Hopefully he gets a chance to shine here. Now that Mark Briscoe is kind of done with the Daniel Garcia thing, I think the TNT title is perfect. Mark Briscoe versus Shelton Benjamin will be just exquisite wrestling.
That should be really good.
That's what I want to see. And I think they had some matches back in ROH back in the day too. So it'll be good.
This will be a run it back situation.
Yeah.
Well, as far as not necessarily running it back, but running it back as far as pay-per-view and running it back since city they've been to. So AEW, they just announced that AEW Dynasty will be April 12th in Vancouver. I didn't know they had a Rogers Arena in Vancouver. Strange. Because I know
Rogers Center in Toronto. In Toronto, right. Everything's Rogers in Canada. Like TK's real name is actually Rogers. It's just one word. As a Canadian woman, you were just born Rogers.
Yeah. Rogers 1240. So they announced this, which when is Easter? Is that around Easter? April 12th?
Yeah, because my birthday is the next day, so that follows
is that Easter though?
My birthday usually always falls like near Easter. So, but yeah, like that sounds right.
No, this one Easter is April 5th.
Oh, it's early. Okay.
According
depends on
Google.
Depends on the calendar. If you like a Gregorian or a Julian, astronomical, it's the whole thing. But anyway, but it's nearby.
It's nearby. Oh my gosh, the comments in this post. So they're coming, but Dynasty that time? Was it later in that year though?
No, Dynasty is usually April, like early April, mid-April, starting in 2024. So yeah, this will be the third one already. The first one was in St. Louis, and then last year's was in Philly. Yeah, already another one. Definitely that. So congratulations to them on that. And then speaking of Canada, OVO, if you guys are familiar, that's Drake's brand. OVO, there's a possible collaboration with OVO for December 19th this year. So on the OVO Instagram page, the brand showed a photo of WWE Championship hanging on the turnbuckles. The owl logo is sitting below the WWE logo, which, I mean, what could that possibly mean? Or what are you hoping that will mean? Well, it looks like Drake has been collabing with NFL. You've seen him with a lot of products out there with the OVO brand. And here it comes to WWE. And it's fitting that Drake and OVO are collabing with WWE, as Kendrick Lamar laid the smackdown on him. So I guess he decided to see what everything's about. I can't believe this is happening. I mean, especially following Drake did say, "Sweet chin music and I won't pass the aux." And Not Like Us. You would think Drake would stay away from anything WWE related at the moment. I mean, if anything, WWE should have went to Kendrick just so they can release shirts that say "Not Like Us" with a K. Just Not Like Us, because we just knocking just knots on your head. That's a bar. Isolate that, Dylan. Not even Dylan, because it's rap purposes. Dylan. I still like that. I spit hot fire. You gave me the awkward pause, just like on Swerve Strickland's new entrance when he does the Swerve House. Then it just it's kind of quiet, and then they play the new music because they try not to hit Big Pressure instead of the new Most Dangerous one. But anyway, yeah, Drake OVO. Will you be wearing a TK? You are the resident Canadian on this panel.
I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? I'm not opposed to that. I am a shirt wearer. I rep a lot of different shirts. Like, why not? Womp King. What up, Special Nobody's Wheels? We actually gave her. I saw your note. We gave our opinion on Cena at the top of the show, so you can check that out. And shout out Neil and DJ Magic J in the chat. I'm for it. I'm curious to see how it's going because I think I don't know if you're picking it up, King. There are a lot, and this is beyond wrestling. There are a lot of brand partnerships and or collaborations and or takeovers that are happening. Because I think at one point, maybe it might have been 10 or 15 years ago, there was a lot of, everybody could be their own brand and everybody was creating different things and it was fresh and new. But now money is not moneying like it used to. And a lot of brands are just like, okay, we have to, collab or bust. So I don't necessarily think that's a thing with OVO, but aligning with bigger brands in something that is a unique pastime for Canadians, given the Heart Foundation, etc. It seems like a good look. And this is only the beginning for WWE. We're seeing the upswing of everything that's happening. By the time they hit the peak and level out, we're talking at least 5 to 10 years from now. So, there's something in the Canadian water that makes sense for WWE and OVW to be together, then, let it happen.
Well, first of all, OVW in this context is October's Very Wrestling, or anyway. But listen, you said OVW, so I was just like, oh, that's funny.
Oh, my bad. Sorry,
I just said OVO. But I mean, shouts to Ohio Valley Wrestling as well. What up, Al Snow? John Cena, all of them was in OVW. No, but it got me thinking that this is all about money, obviously, and also it just continues to show you that the WWA, see, I was talking about you, now I'm botching. It's about money, but it also shows you that the WWE train rolls on because John Cena was WWE's resident rapper. John Cena retires, and WWE collabs with another rapper, just like that. They just go straight to Drake. Like, there's no loyalty. Only the loyalties from John Cena. But WWE's like, oh, one rapper's gone. We're just going to go to Drake. He going to rap. Excuse us, R-Truth. We're just going to go to John. We're just going to go to Drake and collab with him. That's the rapper we know.
Something that you guys might want to collab with, definitely not Kane, is the Women's Wrestling Archive.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Do it. Do it now. Like when you're buying Drake's OVO, which is short for OVO priced t-shirt with WWE, also donate to TK Trinidad's Women's Wrestling Archive, WWT's Women's Wrestling Archive. Merci beaucoup. It's French.
Oh, goodness. Shout out to Jordan from Canada, 3462. I think you're new to the channel, so make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And if you read the bottom, the statements and things expressed by our co-hosts are not the belief of WWT on its own. So just want to put the views and opinions expressed. So last story before we get out of here, and we had a couple injuries today, and if there's anything that I'm missing, Kane, let me know. Speedy and healthy recovery to JD McDonough, who there was a post on Twitter of him. I personally don't. So I'll preface this, Kane. If I ever, and I hopefully it never happens, I end up in a hospital bed, I don't want a post of me anywhere, me in the hospital bed. But JD on social media saying been working through some stuff for the last few months, but now it's time to pump the brakes and get put back together. Won't be long. Be right back. So yeah, definitely speedy recovery to him. And I think the question is, because we saw Liv go, she was injured, she went and came back. Judgment Day was still around. I am definitely here for a good faction, and a long faction. So, what do you, I guess the question is, what do you think Judgment Day is going to be doing in 2026? Or what are your hopes for Judgment Day?
I think we are approaching Judgment Day meeting their day. This seems like JD McDonough may be JD McDone 4. Cool, because listen, he hurt again. He's gonna end 2025 with an injury. He started 2025. Remember, it was delayed. I was like, what's happening? Anyway, JD McDonough started 2025. Remember, he had broken ribs. He had a punctured lung because of the one table spot. I think he flipped and he hit the table. He was going outside and he had broken ribs and a punctured lung. He was out for a couple of months. And now he ends his 2025 with what looks to be, TK, you're going to put that picture back up, I guess a wrist injury or a hand injury. Something has happened to him. So, that just sucks, man, because he's really been on a good run alongside Finn Balor. But now this gives Finn Balor a chance to go after Dom. So maybe we could finally pull the trigger. Do you know Dom and Finn have been like passive aggressive for like almost 2 years now? This thing's been bubbling for like ever. You know what I mean? Like since like Carlito was there. Like Carlito might be able to come back at this point.
I forgot about Carlito. Damn.
Yeah. It's gonna be one of those things. Like, have you been like not seeing the apples not being spit anymore? It's just like,
but they're frenemies. There are people like that. I mean, I don't subscribe to that, but there are people who like that, who are like frenemies, and they're frenemies for like 10 years. It's like you're doing good for business, so I will tolerate your presence. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, we're gonna need to pull that trigger because it's getting weird. Finn Balor needs like a major run. I know he's been doing his thing with his pupil with JD McDonough, and they got to live the dream as Irish boy tag team champs and having that. Okay, cool. I'm with it. It's time for Finn to come back outside. You saw the pop. You felt how you felt when you saw Finn come out to the OG theme during the NXT homecoming, right? Mm-hmm. Was him and Tavion Heights, and they were doing the thing against Ethan Page, and Finn did the. It's like, yes, that's it. I need that. I need that back in my life. So hopefully 2026, we can get that Finn Dom run, because Dom and Ray doesn't have to be for the IC title. Dom is still AAA mega campeon. So we can see Finn go up to the IC title, and then maybe have Finn beef with a returning JD McDonough. Like there's possibilities there, but I would like to see Finn have a run with singles gold in 2026. But get well soon, JD McDonough. I hope he didn't mess his wrist up in that weird angle push with the New York Giants and what's the old boy name?
Oh, yeah, that happened a couple days ago.
Yeah, that happened at the Raw in New York a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I hope he didn't because I forgot old dude's name, but he was like pushing back, and I'm like, bro, that's It's too much sauce, fam. Like sit down and do your weird podcast. Like you come on, man. So I hope he didn't
Andrew Schultz.
Thank you. Yes. Now
Yeah.
that guy's the worst. Again, bottom, read the bottom. Just saying. But yeah, like I hope he didn't like do anything with that, because that got a little bit like too aggressive. It's like, bro, like just no, you need to take bumps. Just relax.
When you get too excited, when you think it's like a real fight.
Yeah, man, like sit down, man. Because in a real fight, I don't know if you want that static with a bunch of wrestlers. Just saying.
Yeah. With that being said, is there anything else that you would like to discuss?
I mean, just some of the reactions to this Gunther John Cena thing have just been like weird. Like I thought the crowd trying to commandeer and take it over was a little whack, was a little lame. It's like, man, I think we've become too big into wanting to be the show as opposed to enjoying the show. We're wrestling fans. We're fans. Enjoy the show. Enjoy what's happening. Yes, you can express your displeasure, but that's what the boos are for. The boos and the cheers. And, that's how you do it. But this whole, like, throwing bottles at Gunther allegedly, that's been on the interwebs today, even though you can't really see anything. It's a blurry picture, but that's kind of been like what the web's been talking about. It's like, okay, there's like heat, and then there's like, all right, man, like, come on.
Well, I mean, that's the I guess the good and bad thing about wrestling, right? Like, it's the suspense of disbelief, or suspense of disbelief, and it's you get so wrapped into one side of it that you think that, you are part of the show as opposed to, watching the show. And then in a world where we are right now, where, the world is kind of, yuck, you really want to kind of be more in the alternate universe than anything else. So yeah, I mean, it's never, I think I've spoken about this quite a few times. It's never okay to throw bottles at somebody, do death threats at people over social media. It's wrestling. So you're supposed to be entertained. And these are moments like John Cena's retirement that you're going to remember. Like moments like, unfortunately we all had to live through it, the pandemic, that you're going to remember. It was a time when we were in this bubble in the pandemic and we were all stuck at home. Like those are stuff you're going to remember. So yeah, it's I'm really curious to see how WWE is going to play this out. But a thing I did want to talk about before we do get out of here, we had our awards show yesterday, our 2025 awards show. If you guys have no idea what we're talking about, head over to our YouTube page. It was very much a spirited discussion on the top women's wrestlers for 2025, the top matches, the top tag teams, etc. Is there one category, Kane, that you are surprised about or that you want to let people know about?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact order we went in, but the match of the year winner was like, oh, okay, cool. I can see it both ways. Like I'm not mad at it. I had a different winner than what the ballot showed, but I think that's what makes wrestling. We all see different things different, and we all react differently to something. So it's a really dope show, y'all. If you ain't got nothing to do, if you gotta like clean your apartment or anything like that, throw us on in the background. It is hilarious. It's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So shorter than most end of the year podcasts they have. I've been peeping y'all. You ain't messing with us.
It's funny though, because you see the process. Like you have, the PWIs and, they give you the number. They give you, okay, this person's this, and they give you how, the rules. But to see it in real time, I'm actually kind of liked how it played out. To see it in real time, how each person came about with their answer and how you go about, coming to the conclusion of the winner. I think it's very interesting to see. And, feel free
Yeah.
to disagree with us or put in who you feel should deserve the 2025. But 2025 has definitely been a hell of a year as far as women's wrestling in general. And I guess the last question before we get out of here, do you think we're going to see another run like Cena? Do you think we're going to see in our lifetime, somebody's going to have a retirement like Cena? Or do you think this is a once in a lifetime thing?
No. That's why Cena's was so special, because Cena was one of the last of the Mohicans. A guy that was a star, homegrown in one company, never been nowhere else. Now, of course, the circumstances been there weren't any other real big companies to compete, which kind of actually made it more insular and more difficult to break the pop culture zeitgeist like he did.
Right.
So I don't think you will see another guy have the run that he has 20 plus years, because of the fact as well that it seems WWE is more focused on the brand of WWE. The star is WWE, not the individual wrestlers. The wrestlers are the stars under WWE, but the headliner, the top billing is WWE, right? And AEW, the verdict is still out as is only a 6-year-old company. And the only real big homegrown star they have thus far has really been MJF, in my opinion.
You're right.
It's probably their biggest success story, but MJF is not even, I don't think, 10 years in wrestling. So he still has a very long way to go. Everybody
else is like a WWE.
They're from somewhere else. They're OG. They've been around, you know what I mean? And, you know, Darby and Jungle Boy and Orange. I'm sorry. Who were the pillars? It was Darby, MJF, Jungle Boy, and Sammy Guevara. See, and Sammy Guevara was, you know what I mean? So we've seen those guys haven't really popped the zeitgeist yet, minus MJF being in Happy Gilmore 2. And not Dark Side of the Ring. What was the movie for the Von Erichs? But he was in that
the Iron Claw, I think it is.
Yeah, the Iron Claw. Thank you. So ultimately, I think Cena, you know, for those of us who saw the whole thing, we won't see another one. For those of us who came in and left and came back and he was still here, we ain't gonna see that again. You know what I mean? As far as somebody leaving, and for those of us who caught the tail end, I hope you enjoyed it. Go back and watch what led to here. Cena was a one of a kind.
I don't know if you remember this, Kane. I won't say the radio show, but so for you guys who don't know, Kane and I worked in radio together. There was a time where the radio show I was working for, I had a desk, and John Cena was what? Do you remember that? He was one of my pictures on my desk.
That's right.
Just crazy to think about.
In our little cubicles, our weird little
cubicles. What a time. All right. Well, with that being said, for you guys who are followers of WWT Live, just so you know, there are 2 more shows left for WWT Live for 2025. Then we're going on break for 2 weeks. There are post shows and after shows will be happening sporadically. So, you know, we're not going completely dark, but definitely check that out. There will be, I think it might happen this weekend, where if you want to catch up on WoW, you can catch up on WoW with me. I'll be doing a couple hours watching WoW, and then also LFG. So a lot of things happening. But if you want to talk the news, you want to have conversations with us, then we have 2 more shows left. And if you want to hear more of Kane's dad jokes, Kane, where can everybody find you?
Yes. First, make sure you, again, peep that end of year award show. Again, we got a little behind the scenes of how we come up with the awards and we give the awards. It's basically WWT Unreal. You get to see how the sauce and decisions are made.
I like that.
Yeah, that's essentially it's WWT Unreal. And with that, yeah, man, out here, Kane McCoy, check me out, follow me. If anyone knows how to get me back into my Twitter, please let me know. Help a brother out for like the second day of Hanukkah. Just help me out. Happy Hanukkah to the homies.
Dylan, please. All right. It's National Cupcake Day as well. All right, folks. I really appreciate you guys. Definitely check out that. Check out our show. Also, there's gonna be 2 interviews that are gonna be dropping in the next couple of days as well. Actually, this week as well. And yeah. I'm not going to repeat that, but I definitely am going to take a screenshot and send that to Honey Dylan. With that being said, you guys can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Oh, wait, I need to make sure that I have this. Did this come through? I don't think so. Oh,
yes, real quick as well, Dylan. I saw that, man. I was going to mention it on yesterday as well, man, for everybody in Bondi Beach.
Yeah,
y'all.
Man, I don't even want to. Yeah, well, it's a whole nother thing.
Okay.
With that being said, you can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Make sure you follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms at www.talkpod.com. Keep it locked for all things women's wrestling, and the archive will be touching down soon. Thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.